Hey guys, so I've been staring at my Pinterest board for way too long, wishing I actually lived in one of these homes. Then I thought I could probably recreate this in Bloxburg. So welcome to the video where I finally turn my Pinterest board into my dream home. Welcome back or welcome to another video. First off, it has been an absurd amount of time since my last commentary video, and I will get into that a little bit later in the video. But how I ended up here was I was just on Pinterest, and without even searching anything, my homepage displayed one of the most beautiful interiors I've ever seen that perfectly captures the type of style that I hope my future home could look like. And after I saw that picture, I clicked on it and fell into a rabbit hole. So I decided to create a Pinterest board dedicated to this Bloxburg apartment and try to use this inspiration to make a dream home in Bloxburg. I honestly couldn't figure out what type of style this was. So what I did was I screenshotted part of my completed build, put it into ChatGPT, and it describes it as a vintage inspired European cottage style. Now, I don't really know what European cottage style is, but I would say there is a pretty good mix of cozy, elegant, and modern elements to this style, and I'm a huge fan of cozy spaces and low lighting. I think it's a good vibe. Okay, so the reason why it's been nearly half a year since my last Bloxburg upload is because ever since that massive Bloxburg update, the one that changed it all, the whole map revamp, ever since that update, there were a few things I was not happy about, and more specifically, the textures and how they looked completely destroyed the aesthetic of my builds. And I don't know if it's because I'm doing only an interior this time, but as I was building, I didn't think that the textures or the lighting looked weird, so maybe they did make changes. But either way, I was satisfied, and this turned out to be one of my favorite builds yet. Also, can we please talk about this new texture? It used to be called something like skinny vertical wood planks, but they renamed it as of today, I swear, to corduroy fabric. So I don't know who was in charge of naming this texture, but I'm glad they changed it because it is definitely corduroy. I think that texture totally pulled together this build. It adds so much warmth to the walls, and it's just perfect. It's definitely one of my top 5 favorite textures to use. By the time you're watching this, the Christmas update has probably already come out, and I feel like they're gonna have such good items that would fit this build, but I just can't add them yet. I especially love all the seasonal foods. They're just so cute. So I'll probably end up making this apartment all festive. I can't wait for Christmas. Like, it's coming so soon. Sometime last year, I went to a store and found the jelly cat of my dreams. It is the beige blossom bunny, and I didn't have a reason to buy it at the time, so I didn't buy it, but it's always been like at the back of my mind. And then a few months later, I go search it up, and it is sold out completely, even on the Jellycat site itself. And you know how websites will say, notify me when back in stock? Well, I don't trust those buttons because I know they're always gonna send promotional emails that are unrelated, and I don't want that. I was like, it's gone for good, which was so sad. I missed my chance, and I regretted not getting it at the time that I saw it in store. And earlier this month, I had a friend say that she had just bought a bunny jelly cat from another store, and I was like, hello? I am running there. This is a run, don't walk moment. Like, I am heading there tomorrow. So the next day, I head to that store alone. You know, just on my little side quest. I believed with all my heart that it will be there. So when I get there, I walk around, scan the entire area, and I'm like, wait, where are the jelly cats? And that's when I realized I was on the wrong floor. So I walk down the stairs and see a display of these jumbo size jelly cats. But there was a whole crowd around that area, and I knew I was in the right place. And once I get there, I'm like, okay, one of these shelves have to have the blossom bunny, and it was on the very last shelf that I looked through, and I'm so happy that I found it. So the next time you go shopping, go check out the jelly cats because there's probably going to to be a pretty good selection right now because it's gifting season, and this store used to have like garbage Jellycats, but suddenly they have like the good ones. Okay, so back to this build for a second. Some of you already know this, like I never do floor plans. I tell myself it probably is a better idea to, but it looks like we're not moving on from this. So it's a creative challenge, let's just say that. I definitely built a lot of custom things in this build, and mainly I think it's because the items I was trying to recreate kind of have to be made manually. You can't really use Bloxburg items. I mean, you probably can, but it would be harder to achieve a certain look. So I use this as an opportunity to expand my custom building skills. I'm really happy that I did because I love how everything turned out. I especially love the wall trim that I did in here. It's such a simple thing to make, but I've just never had the motivation to actually make stuff like this, and the detailing makes such a difference. There's actually a lot of things that I like about this bathroom. The wallpaper, the colors, the style, everything came together really nice. Okay, this is a really random memory, but I should not have been allowed on Roblox as a child. So there was this group on Roblox that was hosting a giveaway, and in the group shout, they were like, "Quick, write this on the wall so then you can get a chance to win Robux." They were saying it like it was urgent, you know, to try to get people to join the giveaway. And so I think I had to like go and copy and paste something for it because I left Roblox, came back, and I quickly pasted. And I was at a restaurant, so I was using my mom's phone, and I didn't realize until after I posted on the group wall that I had just pasted my mom's entire email list. For whatever reason, it was copied to her clipboard. I didn't know how to delete posts off of the wall back then, or if that was even a thing. So I was freaking out. Like, I told my siblings, no one helped me. I was freaking out. Roblox tag system back then was really bad. So like, full names of my mom's contacts were on the group wall for almost a full day, guys. It was not until the end of the day where finally I got on the family computer and my sibling helped me delete it. Thank goodness. I was like, oh no, people are gonna see those contact names and like hack them, threaten them, track them down. You don't know how scary that is for a little kid, and to not be able to delete it that second. So yeah, definitely top 10 scariest experiences on YouTube. I mean, Roblox. Bedrooms are one of those things where you can get so much inspiration. I was overflowing with inspiration because you can personalize it however you like. And so when it came to this bedroom, I was a little stuck because I didn't know what exactly I wanted to take from the reference pictures to make my own. So this room actually was the most challenging for me because you can lay out a bedroom however you like, decorate it however you like. I honestly need to give my real life bedroom a makeover. It's kind of random. There's no cohesive theme going on. Speaking of makeovers, that reminds me of a time when I was in a business class at school, and it was during lunch break where my friend and I were done eating and we were just walking around, and my friend was curious to see what my class looked like. So we walked by it, and my teacher was sitting at his desk, which is like 2 meters away from the door. No one's in the classroom because it's lunch break, so it's silent in there. So basically, anyone inside the classroom can hear whatever's happening outside. So as we're peering into the classroom, my friend goes, "His classroom needs a makeover." And my teacher then turns his head towards us and just awkwardly smiles at us. Doesn't say anything, just awkwardly smiles at us. I mean, maybe that was a wake-up call for him to start decorating his classroom because it's literally just chalkboard. Back to my bedroom though, I have a really big bookshelf full of random things but books because you guys, I don't read that much. I willingly read a book start to finish this year during the summer. Yeah, I haven't read a full book willingly. Yeah, last time was probably at school when we had to. But this summer I decided, you know what? I'm gonna read a book. I'm gonna try to read a book. And we did. And I actually understood it because I don't know if I'm illiterate or something, but at school, a lot of the literature we would read just did not make sense to me. I would always be referring to notes online, but I was able to read this book fully without doing any research or any of that. So that is an accomplishment. Anyway, my room kind of looks like I'm trying to go for a theme, but it's just unfinished. I just need more to fill up the walls because my walls are very plain. Although I do have a new addition, which is a 𝐫𝐵 poster. Over the summer, 𝐫𝐵 released a new album, as some of you may already know, and a couple days after the album was released, I went to a couple of record stores and I bought a vinyl. I bought my first ever record vinyl. Of course, it was 𝐫𝐵's new album, and when I was at the cash register, they gave me a free poster because I heard they had a listening party for that album, which I didn't know about, and they were giving out freebies. So I now have a 𝐫𝐵 poster and a pin as well, and that was probably the best day ever. Alright guys, it is now time for the tour, but first, the total value of this plot is $272,000. Once again, this is only an interior, so I would say that is kind of a lot. Alright, let's head to the second floor and check out our apartment suite. So at the second floor, we can head straight into our suite, and here's a little overview of how it looks. So let's start with the kitchen. I really like the darker color scheme, and I think it's just very cozy, but there's also a very modern feel. I love how these custom stools turned out, and they're functional. And the stove, I've never done anything like this mantle style range hood. It is just beautiful, especially with the pattern tile. Here's how the counter space is looking, and I did a little custom sink here. As you can see, I added fireflies. I am obsessed with them. I think they just add the prettiest glow, even though it's not very realistic. And here we have our fridge as well as a custom shelf. Then moving back to where we came from, we have a little vanity table here. I think it turned out so cute, especially with all the frames around it. It's just very Pinterest. And now that leads us to the living room. On this side, we have our TV and record player. Very cozy vibes. I love it. And then headed to the other side, we have a nice little reading area. I love how the bookshelf turned out. It is stacked with books that I could never have in my real life bookshelf. And of course, I had to add my Blossom Bunny Jelly Cat. I just think this is the most relaxing place to be. And heading back out here, we have a nice little counter space with the floating kettle. Again, not very realistic, but it adds a dreamy feel to this build. And I had to add my queen, of course. Now we have our cute little laundry room. We have our washer and dryer. Everything just fits really well in this space. We also have a little folding area. Now heading into the bathroom, here's how the first half looks. It is so picturesque. Like, it is perfect in every aspect. The colors complement each other so well. Love the wallpaper. And here I made a little custom shelf. Then headed to the other side, we have our shower and bathtub, which is on a little raised platform. And there's really nice natural lighting in here too, which I really like. Last but not least, we have the bedroom. Here's how it looks when you first walk in. We have our desk. I love how this wall is decorated. It just seems like a very creative space. Here we have an electric keyboard. I don't actually play piano anymore, but I thought it would be a nice addition because I added some sheet music around this build, so might as well make it look like we're musical. And now let's just take a moment for the bed. This is the most gorgeous bed I've ever made. The pillow arrangement is just perfect, and I added another jelly cat because I just had to. I love this custom quilt that I made. I'm definitely going to be adding these to more of my builds. It just adds another layer of comfy to the bed. And that is it for the bedroom. You guys, I could only dream of living in this apartment. I love it so much. I want to live here so bad. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet to become an elite. And I'll see you in the next one.